Here with WellFit Life. I've actually been getting a lot of questions lately about shoes. So the question is, should we wear Olympic lifting shoes? Should we wear free shoes? Should we wear no shoes? What should we do and why? Well, the shorter answer for that is that it all depends on the amount of ankle stability that you have. I should say foot stability, because your foot is supposed to be stable enough to allow your ankle to move the right way. So if you look down at your foot, I'm gonna give you a couple things here. First off, I like all shoes. Right, the Olympic lifting shoe, if you're not familiar with it, looks like this. There's a big heel on it, but that heel is extremely hard. So it creates a lot of ground force contact. There's no energy basically lost between the sole of the shoe. Now, first off, I can tell you that if you go to move your shoes and it's a really squishy sole and you're trying to lift heavy, you need to get rid of that shoe, period. You need to either have something that's hard like this. If you're someone who wears an orthotic, that might be a different scenario. In that case, you need to talk to the person who gave you the orthotic. But Olympic lifting shoe like that is a big lift. There's also a minimalist style shoe, which is here. So this is a Nike Free. This is actually thicker than I usually like to have, but there's no movement. Basically, you could take the heel, the foot, and you can turn it all the way around. And that, in my opinion, is the kind of shoe, if you're gonna wear a shoe, either really heavy to go Olympic lifting shoe, or go freestyle shoe so that there's nothing external for your foot. Now, there is a contingency for that. It's contingent on the idea that when you squat, you have your foot here, that your foot doesn't collapse inward, right? So when you get down into a squat, take a look at your foot, and if it does that and it flattens out your arch, you need more foot stability and better control. In which case you should spend some time working on some single leg movements and just think about getting firm contact into the ground. And if you have firm contact into the ground, most of the times that will straighten most of that out. It's just a matter of thinking about pushing into the ground, making better ground force contact. Now, an Olympic lifting shoe, these can be really useful in certain circumstances. Let's say that you don't want to spend a ton of time doing corrective exercise, or you have chronic ankle immobility that you have a hard time working around. Sometimes you can use equipment to be able to help you do the movements so you can keep working out. So you don't need to spend the next 3 years or so working on ankle mobility. You can use these until you get down to a good depth and then bump them in and out. Now, this is roughly a 1.5 inch elevation, which is something that we sometimes do with people if they have a bad squat anyway. We'll take them and we'll elevate their heel a little bit so that their knees can align better and they can move better. Now, one easy way that you can check this is put your foot, you'd be in a half kneeling position, but put your foot like this. Take your hand, 4 fingers, put it right in front of your toe. Once you find that spot, put a dowel in front of it, and then see if you can keep your heel on the ground and get your knee to touch the dowel. That will tell you you've got enough ankle mobility to be able to get into a good deep squat position, right? So if you can hit that easily, that's good. Another thing that you want to watch for is as you're doing this, you've got to be able to go straight on with that thing. If you find yourself going like this to try to get there, that's not ankle mobility, that's you avoiding your ankle mobility. So, in summation, I tend to like to do most things barefoot, but you can't always do that. And if you've got a severe ankle mobility limitation or foot stability issue, work on those two first. Have fun.